Welcome, Elizabeth. Happy to have you at Content Marketing Conference.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Right on. So, of course, we want to talk about your products and services, but let's talk about you for a second.
Sure.
You just joined Covideo.
I did.
Where were you before that? Tell me a little bit about that.
So I worked in education technology, actually here in Boston.
Oh, wow.
So I worked for a company called Elevation Education, where we sold software to school districts.
Gotcha. Very good. Well,
yeah.
Congratulations on your fabulous move over to Covideo. Cool product.
Thank you. Thanks.
So just tell us real quick a little bit about the value proposition that Covideo has in basically the next generation of email, if you will, and the merger of email and video.
Yeah, of course.
But tell me a little bit about why you think that's critical and what's happening with email in general.
Yeah, so we specialize in video communication, and so we make it easy for business professionals to record, send, and track video. And that could be in the form of video email, video text messaging, or video on a website.
Got it.
And video is so important when you think about the number of emails that you receive a day, probably a lot of plain text, maybe some screenshots, but you don't really ever see a person in those emails. You see plain text.
Right.
So video helps, especially sales professionals, stand out in the inbox and actually start to build a relationship with someone.
Got it. Now, I am, of course, a customer, I must say that.
You are, yes.
But your technology and your platform makes it easy to record something quickly and send it out. But I want you to predict 5 years down from the road. Is our communication going to completely go personalized, and our reps, for example, our sales reps or our customer success reps, is it just plain easier to get information to people in a digital format where they can read it any time or reference it any time and archive it any time? Because we know we all hate saving emails, and it's critical that we purge our emails from our system. But is it possible that we're going to change that a little bit with this personalized communication that you're able to do at scale?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, especially as business stretches across the country or around the world, you can't be in multiple places at once, and that's so much traveling if you want to put in that FaceTime with a prospective client. So video email helps make the sales process and account management process so much more efficient by being able to put in that FaceTime and build relationships without actually leaving your office.
Got it. We've never used, some of the intense features that you have with the platform, but archiving these individual pages, your technology's, ripping a video that's friendly as far as email communication is concerned. It's not too big of a file and doesn't get blocked. But then you're creating a landing page essentially. And are those landing pages, archived? Tell me how you are storing this data that you're communicating and how you're doing that for customers.
Yeah, so we actually create the landing pages for our customers, so they don't have to mess with graphics or have a designer on staff that's building the page. We do all of that in-house. And so in terms of data and storage and tracking, we allow companies to see how many times their videos have been viewed, who's viewing them, how, where in the video are they dropping off, which gives them intel on, oh, this is a hot lead, I should follow up now, or gee, I wonder why this person, isn't taking any of my messages. Maybe I should think of a different way to reach them.
Got it. Now, I met Jeff at a show a while ago. He's very talented in the sales rep. He sends incredible videos to me and tracked along beautifully with me. Tell me, put me in the mind of how a salesperson like Jeff, who really isn't a salesperson, by the way. He's just a funny, communicative guy that's here to help people. I'm a big fan of Jeff's. But he was really smart with what he was doing. What is he learning from my messages that he was sending me? Am I opening it? Is Byron a hot prospect, as he said he might be? Or, what's the story? So how are you expecting sales representatives to change their game and change what they're doing with your product?
Yeah, so let's take a look at an example. So today we're at the Content Marketing Conference. We've already had a number of visitors stop by the booth, very excited about the product. So Jeff and I are going to go back and record a thank you video for each of them, dropping in maybe one or two things that we talked about in the conversation.
Got it.
From sending that out, we'll be able to see, are they opening the email? How many times are they watching it? Are multiple people, are they forwarding it to their team? And so that will tell us, oh yeah, they really are excited. And we're going to follow up and put them at the forefront of our reach out process.
Got it. Okay. And does that change at all? In other words, if somebody doesn't open their email for 2 weeks, but all of a sudden they open it up, do you get an alert? Does something miraculous happening?
So you can set up notifications and see in real time when someone watches a video that you've created for them.
Got it. Tell me about personalization at scale for a second. You know, we do software SaaS companies like yours need to do product demos and product videos. Do you have any data on personalized videos, like, you know, explaining like, Jim, great meeting in the show. You know, I wanted to just show you a couple quick things, you know, and then can you drop in your stock stuff? You know, it's harder to do that, I know. But do you think that's where this is going to go? So you could at least personalize part of a demo, or are people onto that wrap and it's more like, hey, John, here's a link to an archive of videos where you can get an explanation. Yeah. How far does personalization go? That's my question.
It's a good question. I think personalization comes in when you start to see that there's interest or you need and want to build a relationship there. So say you have a database of 20,000 leads. There is no way, unless you have a ginormous sales team, that you can create a personalized video for all 20,000 leads. You could create one mass video and send it out, and then from there track who's clicked, who's opened, who's watched it. And then from there, moving people down the funnel, you can start to build in personalization.
Yeah, got it. Now, we of course want to put our marketing dollars into the, you know, Andrew Davis would question the whole funnel concept, right? But if we look at the customer journey map, you know, a little bit more into the content marketing language, we see not a lot of dollars put into the post-acquisition sale. How are you seeing customer service departments, customer success departments, to use the right etiquette language, how are they using your product, and are they perhaps even more keen on it than even the above, you know, the pre-sale?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's also one of my favorite use cases. So if you think about a customer that might be frustrated, you know, maybe they put in a help ticket with something that they can't figure out on their own, and they need someone to call and walk them through something. It's being able to use video. You can empathize with their frustration and show that you truly care and you're there to help them, walk them through it every step of the way, as opposed to, you know, sending over a plain text email that says, I'm so sorry, we're here to help. Like which one is more, you know? So it helps to build that relationship, convey empathy, and keep your customers for the long haul.
Of your customer base, what percentage would you guess are a CS investment versus sales investment? Just curious.
I don't know off the top of my head. That's a good question.
We're going to drill your CEO, and maybe we'll get him next year for the Content Marketing Conference, or we'll do a webinar or something like that. Because there's some really, I bet there's some really interesting data there on not just you know, who's using it, but how they're using it and how it's affecting the sales. Have you talked about that at all in any case studies or any examples yet, you know, with the Covideo, of how people are actually using this product, and are they seeing an increase in sales or engagement?
Yeah, so we know that by just adding the word video to a subject line in an email, that your open rate is going to increase significantly, over 20%. When you add the GIF to an email, so a snapshot of the video, your click-through rate's going to increase 5 times.
5x.
5x.
Very cool.
Yeah. So we've got data like that we're sharing out. Of course, it varies across industries. One of the nice and challenging things about Covideo is that it can be used in nearly any industry and any job function within any industry. So there's a lot of opportunity out there, a ton of different use cases, which is, from a sales perspective, great. From a marketing perspective, can be a little challenging to think about how do you personalize content from mortgage to, you know, finance to auto, retail, like number of industries.
Hints and tips on subject headers. So you've got this, you know, how do you let people know that there's a GIF that links to a personalized message to them in your subject header?
So I would typically, like when we leave this conference, I'll probably send an email with the person's first name that says, Joe, I made a video for you, or nice meeting you at CMC, Joe, here's a video, or video for Joe. Got it.
Got it. So you will use the phrase, the video.
I will use video, and I will use their first name. Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Which you could also do with mass marketing, right? Personalized.
Yeah, right. See, that's exactly. That's the challenge right there.
Yeah.
Or you know, words like follow up from CMC, but again, that's a little boring too. Like, you know, what about surprise and delight? You know, you can check this video, John. Check this personalized video that you know. I mean, okay, so we'll write some copy later together.
Yeah, perfect. Or reference something that they said in a conversation you had with them.
There you go. About your dog, Happy. That was actually my dog's name.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good subject line.
So very cool. So where do you think the technology is going to go? You know, how far can you push this, and what are your scaling plans right now as far as your growth is concerned as a company? Again, another CEO question for you, but you're going to take a step at this.
Oh my gosh.
What's in the shop? You know, what are you guys talking about? What are you seeing that's exciting that your customers are helping to bring to the table?
So we're talking more about, I mean, we do a lot of work right now on the sales front with sales enablement tools, and I think there's opportunity in the marketing space as well. So hosting videos or, you know, scaling up our marketing automation platform. You can technically send out sequenced emails from Covideo, but you know, we're not nearly as, you know, we're not a Marketo or the Silver Pops of the world. I think there's opportunity on the marketing front as well.
Got it. What are your thoughts on CMC and how the experience, we've only been to a couple keynotes and of course workshop day yesterday, but how does this conference stack up with some of the others? You haven't been probably to a ton of content marketing conferences or even marketing
This is my first content marketing conference.
Wow, God, it's all downhill from here, trust me. There's a lot of stuff going on.
I find that hard to believe.
When I mean downhill, like when you go to other conferences.
Oh, got it, right. This is the
very
standard.
Very few people have the animation abilities. I mean, you know, shows are great. And of course, we're in Boston here, your former town, I guess, where you used to live. With Inbound and some other great conferences. But we're excited to have you.
Yeah,
excited
thank
to have you guys as a sponsor.
We're happy to be here.
We're excited to have you as a sponsor. It's great for you guys to be here. Any closing words to the people that you met? Perhaps we could take a glimpse of this video and pop it in a video we send out to some of the people you've met. What would you say to them?
Good. Oh gosh. I mean, this conference has been great. It's been so fun meeting marketing professionals from around the world, really. And I think I'm so excited for video email allowing professionals to bring their personality back to business. We like to say we're bringing personality back to business. I truly believe in the product, and it's going to make a big difference on your sales team, account management team, customer support team, recruitment team.
Nice.
The use cases are endless, and it's just a lot of fun. Video is fun.
Got it. Big fan of your product. Thanks so much for showing you're here because I am truly a fan of your product, and our team loves to geek out about it and compare their videos and compare notes and, you know, and look at open rates and just learn. I mean, it literally, it's like you're bringing a learning tool in that people can actually use and not just be a, you know, a tool, you know, based upon something more skill-based like SEO optimization or grinding. This is a tool that people can put to work quickly and it can have an impact on their business. Thanks again for your sponsorship and thanks for showing up.
Yeah, thank you.
Right on. Thanks, everyone.